Big exciting news this Sunday afternoon about Mitch McConnell. I had told you it was going to happen. I told you it was around the corner. Yes. Item of business number one, the $1.9 trillion offer from the White House that Nancy Pelosi rejected. Poof. Gone. Gone. She's going to regret never taking it. We're starting from scratch. Purple Power, do your thing. LALATE wrote write the bill. Hashtag LALATE write the bill. And then second, you have a new lead negotiator. Whether she wants to acknowledge she exists or not, yes, there is a new lead negotiator for the Republican Party. And guess who he is? This is an encore edition of Being a Mitch. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Exciting, incredible, and jaw-dropping news today. I broke it earlier on the channel. Mitch Negotiator. Mitch McConnell is your new negotiator for the second stimulus package. Gone is Steve Mnuchin. Out like it's all day September. It's incredible, great news. I'm so glad you're joining me in this really bombshell of a recording. Please go to the front channel, subscribe, because this is incredible, great news, and you need to be up to date by the minute. I broke this first on the channel in the community forum about an hour ago, but this is the first recording of it, and you are about to have your jaw drop, so get ready to pick it off the floor. And also like this video, because who is keeping you up to date by the minute on every twist and turn, and who is actually predicting things before they happen. I predicted this one, and here we go. In this video, I'll be going over why Mitch McConnell is the new negotiator, why the Temple Due may not be the new negotiator, and why this is absolutely, categorically incredible, great news. You should absolutely be so excited. Then I'll be going over what Wall Street's saying about it, and what does this mean about stimulus. And then I'll be going over what will be happening next. It's one of those days. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that Mitch McConnell is the new negotiator for the second stimulus package. Whether anyone wants to ignore that he exists or ignore that his presence is even in the room, it doesn't matter. He is the number one ranking Republican in Washington as of tomorrow, most analysts now believe. And whether or not there are lawsuits in states like Michigan or Pennsylvania or whatever, Mitch McConnell is the Senate Majority Leader, and that Steve Mnuchin is no longer negotiating for the second stimulus package, says a Fox Business News report this afternoon. Mitch McConnell has already made it very clear he will be the person negotiating the second stimulus package. He is the one who is leading the Republican Party. He is the new number one person in Washington for the Republicans, and he is the only one who has the muster to get anything passed, because ultimately he held on to the Senate amid all calls that the Senate was going to fall to the Democrats. It didn't. And he is the person who got Republican seats to be picked up in the House, a situation that no one saw was going to come. So this is incredible, great news, because Mitch McConnell wants to give you stimulus and wants to have it come right now, and he doesn't want to wait. Mitch McConnell is known historically, and as I detailed in recent days, to give you do things very quickly. He can do things literally within hours. He can write quickly. He can get people to caucus and agree to things, and he can call a vote very quickly, and he can get things passed very quickly. So this is incredible, great news. And I want you to understand where we are today. On the other side of the spectrum, the progressives of the Democratic Party are calling for the Temple of Doom's ouster as Speaker of the House. She has to go up for re-election. Let me explain that right now. The way the Speaker of the House position works is it's not elected by the American people. It's elected by fellow members of the House, and they don't want her back. They don't want her back because of stimulus, because her negotiation skills are no good. Moreover, her mindset is off. And you see today in yesterday, her mindset is actually getting worse. In comments she made today, she said, I'm ready to get back on the negotiations. Great. That's all good. Until you see the second half of the sentence. And continue to negotiate with the White House. Who? The White House. Sorry. They don't want to talk to you. Did you never notice that Donald Trump did not want to speak to you over the last 7 months? He certainly does not want to talk to you right now. And Steve Mnuchin is not going to be dispatched by the president to negotiate with Nancy Pelosi because the White House doesn't want to give Joe Biden a stimulus package if the White House sees that he's going to be declared the victor on Saturday. So the White House is not negotiating with Nancy Pelosi. If you don't understand what's going on here, is that she has been able to sort of tar and feather Steve Mnuchin the way that she wants, and that's gone because Mitch is the new guy in town. Yes, and well, he's not the new guy in town, just so you know, the new number one guy in town. And so Mitch has made it very clear in leaking to Fox Business News and other channels that, hey, I'm the number one guy, and guess what? You got to negotiate with me. And what's important to understand is that she had called for his ouster from the negotiations in May, and that's why they fell apart. So now he's actually the number one guy. He says, I'm negotiating. And you know what? Your party now doesn't even want you back as the Speaker of the House, or let alone negotiating. So let me make clear where we are as a Friday evening. One, Mitch McConnell is the majority leader of the Senate. He will remain as majority leader, and there's no questions about it. Two, Nancy Pelosi is under fire to resign as Speaker of the House or to lose her seat to a challenger when she goes up for a vote in the next couple of days. Three, Mitch McConnell is the chief negotiator for the second stimulus package as we sit here today, and that. Four, we don't know if the Speaker will even be negotiating on behalf of the Democrats. A lot of Democrats are just not even happy about that situation. So Mitch may actually pull in another Democrat to negotiate instead of Nancy Pelosi. Ooh, yeah, this is all great news, folks. It's great news. When you don't win, you're not a winner. You're a loser. And she lost. She thought she was going to take the Senate. And in fact, many people believe that the race between the president and Joe Biden was closer than it should have been because of her. They think that Biden's numbers were not as high that they could have been because of her dealings with stimulus. So what is going on today? More than half of Americans receiving jobless benefits are set to expire in less than 2 months. And this is amidst growing year-end deadlines approaching. This is what Mitch is talking about. 3.6 million Americans have been out of work for more than 26 weeks, according to the October jobs reports. That means that they're about to run out of benefits. State-provided unemployment benefits generally only supply 26 weeks of benefits. And under CARES Act, the PUA number of weeks was only 39 weeks. So as of the latest data, 13 million Americans are about to run out of benefits. The number of those running out of federal benefits, claiming federal benefits, are 21 million, and those benefits are expiring in December. Again, 21 million are on PUA, federal PUA, and those benefits expire in December. The issue then is to get stimulus out right away. Jerome Powell co-signed Mitch McConnell's testament today, which was Jerome Powell specifically said at least some stimulus to go out would work right away. And what Mitch wants to do is give out some stimulus. He does not want to give out bailouts to state and local, and he does not want to give out, he will give some money to state and local, he doesn't want to go give bailouts, and he does not want to give salary raises. In the latest chatter, Pelosi said that she's going to stick with her $2.2 trillion. But now Democrats are asking for her ouster because they don't think that's ever going to pass. Workers who qualify for traditional unemployment assistance have moved to PUA or PEUC, but those weeks are about to run out. Those weeks are set to expire in just a few days. Today, the Temple of Doom says, what Mitch McConnell has done does not really appeal to me. Sorry, it's not for you to decide anymore. It's now for the American people to decide. And what's important to understand is that Jerome Powell said, enough is enough. Get the stimulus out today. I think we need a stronger recovery if we can at least get some fiscal support out right now. And what's important to understand is that millions of Americans are waiting for that stimulus relief. And right now, Mitch McConnell has all the cards in his hands. Against the number of COVID-19 cases jumping to 121, which is just 121,000 a day, which is just shocking. McConnell on Friday today said that he's ready to get something more appropriate out. It will not be 2.2, and that it will be something narrowly tailored, which is believed to be problem solvers. This is incredibly great news. Economists had predicted a surge in COVID cases, and now we have the issue before us. We have a stronger recovery if we can just list at least some more fiscal stimulus out when it's appropriate and at the size of Congress thinks is appropriate. We need to get it out. What's also important is that Donald Trump's position and offer is off the table. The $1.8 and $1.9 trillion offer that Nancy Pelosi did not accept is no longer there because the negotiator is no longer there. Trump had said we would have an enormous stimulus package done right after the election, but that doesn't seem to be happening now. A White House offer had been tendered. She did not accept it, and now the eyes are all on the Senate. Under the current situation, when could a stimulus package get approved? New reports suggest that the bill could go to a vote starting next week. A House vote could be on November 23rd, a Senate vote could be on November 24th, and the president could sign it November 25th. And then there's a new twist. The new twist is that the federal funding bill of December is coming in December 11th. So this has to be done by then. The House could include the second stimulus in the vote on November 23rd, send it to the Senate on November 24th, President sign on November 25th. You could get the stimulus checks 10 days after November 25th. Some reports say, however, that the bill could go to a vote could get introduced as early as this Monday. Mitch McConnell says first item of business is stimulus right away. If that's true, this means that Mitch could be calling for a vote next week. Wow, we're moving really fast. You see how fast we're moving. And this is what people need. Proposals from both sides are for $1,200. Topics like airlines, PPP, unemployment assistance are expected to be included. So then, as you sit here today, where are the numbers and how quickly could you expect them? One, the important thing to be focused on for Mitch McConnell is his tendency in the past to not include stimulus checks. You need to be really on focus with him. Tag him. Say, Mitch, you need to include stimulus checks. Big, robust stimulus checks. Second, he has never included hazard pay. Be on top of him. Say, Mitch, include hazard pay. Third, be on top of him about the amount for FPUC. You don't want him to do $300 a week. You don't want him to do $200 a week. You don't want him to do hazard pay, FPUC starting right now. And you want to go further into the future. This is all categorically important. As you see, Mitch McConnell categorically is a man that can get your stimulus very quickly, can draft it very quickly, and can get the votes very quickly. Let me explain what's at issue. What's at issue is here money that would be in a second stimulus package and money that can be reallocated from CARES Act 1. CARES Act 1 has had $800 billion that could be reallocated for stimulus checks. I detailed that earlier this afternoon. That $800 billion could give $5,000 stimulus checks if reallocated for a second round of stimulus checks or third round of stimulus checks, whatever you call it. And then from this new second stimulus package, he could just do $300 billion of it for stimulus checks, do some PUA, do extensions, do some FPUC extensions, which doesn't cost the federal government a penny, so that's still at zero. Then do FPUC and do that, to April. Do some EIDL, some PPP, throw in some airline, and he's clearly under 1.5. He is exactly where he needs to be. You're exactly where you need to be, and we all get a win. It's as simple as that. To hell with Andrew and Gavin. It's just, sorry you didn't get your way. So the highway. It's as simple as that. This is incredible, great news, and I'm so excited for you. And so, since suddenly being a Mitch is exactly where we have to be, let me go with some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's video. Ahmad, they better not be playing games anymore. We the people are sick of it. Steve and Nancy needs to start realizing that life can be a real Mitch when you ignore the voice of the American people. Can you feel the power of the people? Barbara, she brought this upon herself for being so hard-hearted and only came for herself. They're referring to her being under fire and as speaker, and calls for a new speaker to be appointed. Cheryl, about dang time. It's about time we took it on. Edward, maybe Nancy thinks she can borrow Trump's Fast Track Express. JS, praying for all the struggling people. Good afternoon, LA. They need to elect a new Speaker of the House. She's awful. Tammy, we need a stimulus package now. People are suffering. Amen. Kelly, yes, she's played politics of our lives for too long. Carlita, that would be awesome. She screwed us up and needs to be replaced. Jessica, I watched you every day, and this is my first comment. I believe the only thing Nancy should be asked at this point is to step down. Thank you, Jessica Crawford. Deborah Rowland, what goes around comes around. Linda Bartley, they should have gotten rid of her a long time ago. Ruth Harris, she isn't going to let them get another check in. Brian, I'm a Democrat, and Nancy needs to go now. Susan Orstein, in other words, Nancy Pelosi let the power go to her head. Lisa, hello, LATE and the Purple Flower family. Hello. Boy, what a big day it is. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Also, like this video. You see how things change so quickly. The balance of power in Washington is a very finicky thing. Things can change by the minute. And now, as you see, as we sit here this afternoon, is everything that the Temple of Doom thought was going to happen didn't happen. She asked Mike Bloomberg to give fortunes to try to unseat Mitch McConnell and get Democrats to take the Senate. He said no. And ultimately, that didn't happen. Ultimately, the Republicans held on to the Senate. Then over in the House, she thought that House was so secure. She thought her caucus was so aligned. It was not aligned. She lost a lot of Democratic seats. Now progressives, who she has isolated for a very long time, who have asked for a lot of relief to the American people and not big business, have now stepped in and said, wait a second, we're just not unhappy. We're unhappy with the situation. And then there's a whole other fabric that I don't even go into on this channel, which is the Georgia seat that's going up for a re-election runoff in a few days. In January, there's calls that the Democratic message has been off book and that they need to refocus. And the problem again has been the Temple of Doom. It's with that, go to the Friends channel, subscribe, because together we're going to get through this pandemic. We're going to get through it, and we're going to get our feet on the table. On the ground, not the table. And also like this video. Coming up next is Street and Stimulus. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in LA for more.